Hello and welcome to Season 3 of Meet the Drapers, Brand Accelerator. Every week, 3 entrepreneurs pitch their startups to the Drapers and a VIP guest judge. Every episode, the judges declare a winner to move on to the semifinals.
And the winner is...
But here's the twist. You, the viewer, can invest in any and all of these startups. Like a company? Go to meetthedrapers.com and invest in their live crowdfunding campaign, and you can bring them back for the season finale.
The crowd is voting in 3 of our finalists.
This is your shot to invest like a venture capitalist. Now, let's make some money.
Welcome back to Meet the Drapers. We've got a big show for you today. I'm Tim Draper. I'm a global venture capitalist. This is my father, Bill Draper. He's one of the pioneers of venture capital. This is my sister, Polly Draper, and she is an actress, producer, director, writer, and did it all for Stella's Last Weekend, which you should all go see on
Hulu.
On Hulu. And we've got a very special guest today. MEHTA. Nick started Gainsight, and it's a very successful SaaS company, and he has a good sense for the customer. Well, good, enough of us talking. Why don't we bring in the first entrepreneur and see whether they've got a first customer?
That sounds great.
All right, let's bring them on, but before we do, let's see what's going on behind the scenes.
My name is Arjun. I'm the founder and CEO of HelloWoofy.com, a data science-driven marketing platform for small and medium-sized companies. When it comes to using other tools and dashboards, it's kind of like giving a chef a blunt knife and expecting them to be really good at their job. And so we basically said, we're going to solve this problem. And not only are we going to make the dashboard look a lot more creative, but we're going to make it intelligent. I am very excited to meet the Drapers. They've been icons of industry, and especially Tim, his ability to back the right kind of entrepreneur really speaks volume to his great taste, but more importantly, the ideas that are world-changing. And I think HelloWoofy.com is exactly that.
So let's hear from our first entrepreneur of the day, Woofy.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. Hi everyone, my name is Arjun, like Argentina without the Tina. I'm the founder and CEO of HelloWoofy, a data science-driven marketing platform designed for small businesses and medium-sized companies. For the longest time, visual storytellers and creative marketers have had to use tools that look like, well, this. Very clunky, very old school, and when it comes to understanding the analytics, there aren't any. Was it the emojis that did really well? Was it the hashtags? Was it the wording? Was it the images? Was it the size of the image? And now when you go upstream and you look at tools which are a little bit more robust, you now kind of feel like you need a PhD to understand how you take this information and become a better marketer. But even if you could do that, at a price point of $50,000 to $100,000, you're not able to afford something like this. And so you're left to fend for yourself. Introducing Woofy, a much more creative and visual-esque platform. Purple is indicative of your campaigns, and blue is indicative of your single posts, while green are your drafts, posts that are not ready to be scheduled yet. And when you click on the ribbon, you have the opportunity to talk to the platform using your voice and ask it to create a marketing campaign or navigate to the Discover section. Now, in the Discover section itself, we bring 50 leading publications to your fingertips, so you don't have to scour the web finding the latest and greatest content. Not only do we allow you to see the articles themselves in real time, we allow you to click on the article, give you quotes recommendations, hashtag recommendations, and emojis all in milliseconds. Now, you may wonder why we're talking about emojis so much. Well, emojis are driving double-digit engagement in marketing today. A market leader stated that engagement on Twitter is uplifted by 25%, Facebook by 57%. And you may wonder what we did with all this information. We built a visual search engine. If I inputted "I love dogs," you can see which words tend to do really well with other words that tend to do well with other emojis and other hashtags.
So take me through a customer. They come to you. This is a SaaS product?
Absolutely.
Okay, so they pay a monthly,
Absolutely.
and then what are they giving you? What data are they giving you, and then what are they getting back?
Well, all they have to do is connect their social media accounts, and we take care of the rest.
They tag all their social media, and then you come up with a report that has various emojis.
Well, in the report, as well as when you're coming up with the content itself and you're about to schedule it out, in that field itself, we're giving you recommendations.
Oh, you're giving recommendations saying use these words
Absolutely.
and these emojis,
Yes.
and more people will come.
This feels like the autocomplete in iMessage, except it actually works properly.
Or Gmail. There are very few companies that do autocomplete, and we not only complete with words, like you said, but like Gmail, Smart Compose, we also do emojis now, in addition to that, and hashtags, and all of the above.
And emojis are that important
They're very important.
whether somebody gets more likes on their social media,
Absolutely.
whatever.
And it's nothing new. For ages, hieroglyphics have been the norm for visual storytelling. We're taking the new version of visual storytelling and bringing it to marketers. It's an opportunity to compete against people and companies that have unlimited budgets, but when it comes to small business or the medium-sized companies, they have to fend for themselves, and this is an opportunity to give them the power back.
So you can help us look really hip on social media by having the right emojis. Huh?
Absolutely.
This is amazing.
I have discount codes for all of you.
Yeah.
So you don't create your own emojis. You just tell people what the best emojis to use
Yeah,
are?
and I don't know if you knew this, but there are over 2,800 emojis that we go through in real time as you're typing and give you the recommendations. Now, for a small business owner, that's a lot of grunt work. And for a medium-sized company, even then, it's a lot of grunt work. And so you're left in a situation where either you use it or you don't.
And you get this data from all of your customers, and then you aggregate it?
That is a component that we're looking into in the future, so we can compete with the Nielsen's and the Forresters of the world and give you real-time analytics and information. But we actually are looking at conversations happening every day in real time, and we're using that data. And so we've been able to amass 35 million conversations and come up with the ability to autocomplete based off that. So it's not your ego or my opinion, it's based on data, and giving that data to a small business owner.
Can you talk about some of the customers you talked to that influenced your thinking on this? Like, who inspired you?
Absolutely. We've been talking to small businesses all over the country, all over the world. And the interesting thing is, if you're a small business owner that doesn't speak English as a first language, we found a niche to go after them in terms of helping them complete and have confidence when it comes to copy overall. And so we've been talking to them, and we want to help people in South Africa, in Serbia, not only the US, but be able to compete globally.
So what's your background?
Great question. So I've been an entrepreneur since I was 16. I've started a couple of companies. My last venture-backed company was actually in college. We raised from the first investors in Pinterest, Facebook, and Twitter. But this company, we have Peter Thiel, Scout Venture invested as well as one of the largest.
Wait, in Woofy or in the one before?
In Woofy, through 1517 Fund.
So what happened to the companies before?
The last company that I did was a visual collaboration company for agencies. Unfortunately, we were just too early. This was before iPad Pro and the Surface Pro came out, and we believed that tablets would become bigger and cheaper, and they did. Unfortunately, 2 years after, we ended up running out of cash. But learned a lot. I was still in college, and the company before that was an agency, a social media agency. And I felt the pain as a small business owner when I wanted to compete with bigger agencies, and I couldn't get to that point from a pricing or technology standpoint. And so when I started this company, I wanted to help people all over the world. So we launched about 5 weeks ago. We have 30 customers that are paying. We have
Great. How much do they pay?
They're paying anywhere from $5 to $50 a month, and that was only because they came in at different price points.
It's kind of what I was thinking. I was thinking we have an influencer in our family. I think she would look at this and say, well, I'd do it, but maybe $5 a month, maybe $10 a month, but I'm not sure that she'd go as high as $100 or $1,000 a month. Is this market big enough? Because this is really, you're selling to influencers mostly, right?
Influencers are people who just want to get more out of their marketing because they understand leads come in from that, and they want to be better at it. And so you're right, absolutely. I mean, at that price point, we've played around with it. We found that small business owners are able to spend $656 on average a month in operations and marketing software. And so we're well below 8% of that at $50, and we could go up in terms of price point. So like I said, we launched a couple of weeks ago, and unfortunately, while we were in the midst of launching, my mom passed away at the same time.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
And so we've been trying, she was a great inspiration in terms of the design sense and the taste that I have for the product itself. We want to build SaaS products that are design-friendly and design-driven, because every one of us can relate to visual and being visual in themselves, but the platforms out there don't relate to us anymore.
Terrific. Well, thanks for coming in to meet the Drapers.
Thank you very much.
This was great fun. Very interesting.
All right, thank you.
Terrific.
Awesome. I think it went really well. I answered all the questions they had. They really liked the emojis part of things in terms of being able to use data science to contextually figure out what will do really well. And I think that in and of itself is a good sense of validation that we're onto something. So if you're a small business owner out there or a medium-sized company and you're really feeling the time suck that goes into social media marketing and management, we'd love to hear from you, get your feedback on the product. And if there's any way we can help you using data science, we'd love to work with you. So we welcome questions, we welcome feedback. We just want to help every entrepreneur and every business owner have a fighting chance in this categorically new platform we built called HelloWoofy.com.
So what did we all think of Woofy? What did you think? You can vote for him, you can invest in him, but now we can't really hear you. So we're gonna ask Nick, our guest judge, because I think he is the best suited of all of us to evaluate a company that is in the SaaS business.
Yeah, I was very impressed with Arjun and the vision here. Actually, a combination of a lot of different factors. Number one, I think he's found a market pain point that I can say, being a social media user myself and business person, is real. I think like how you compose those posts and how you get people to engage, and maybe somebody who knows 10 out of the 300 or 1,000 emojis that he described, I didn't know there were that many. And so that's number one, is I think there's a real need that's emerging. Number two, I was impressed with the technology, just the way he's thinking about it and like the use of artificial intelligence. A lot of people talk about AI, but they don't always have great use cases. This is a good use case. Number three, I thought the design was slick. It was a well-designed product. And then four, I love the customer research he's done. He could talk about individual stories, how much they're willing to spend. I could tell he did his homework, so I was impressed.
Yeah, I was actually pleasantly surprised, because I thought, you know, social media, AI, I always thought it was buzzwords. I also noticed that he was very precise about where he was supposed to stand and that sort of thing. To create a great product, you really have to look for that real perfection, and I think he may have it. The downside is that it's probably small and trivial to start with, but it may grow to be something quite big.
Well, I liked how he said that it was the hieroglyphics of our time.
Right.
That every culture has used hieroglyphics. So he kind of elevated what basically I thought was, this is the most trivial thing I've ever heard in my life. But then he basically was saying, no, this is storytelling. This is how we do it, and this is the way to reach the most people.
The premise is a big question to me. If I put more emojis in the startup hero, would it sell more? If I put more emojis in my Medium articles, would they be more upvotes?
Yeah.
I don't know that that's true, but I'm going to try it.
Yeah, I think it's probably true. You know, generations, the way they talk, and it changes every generation, right? The way we talk versus the previous generation. So emojis are clearly part of the lingua franca.
But don't emojis change all the time? Is that why? That's why
he can help a lot. Yeah, there's so many emojis that are.
And there's an emoji for almost every word now.
Is
so
it?
you can type in a word and then the emoji is an option. Dad, what do you think? Startup game, all in emojis.
I would like him selling the startup game. He's a very impressive guy, and I'm all for it.
What a day. That was fantastic.
Amazing company.
We had a really good selection this time.
That's
so
right.
what we'll do now, what I'd like everybody to do, is pick their winner. Did you like One World? Did you like Woofy? Or did you like Fashwire?
I like the emoji one. That was my favorite.
He's always writing with emojis.
It was good balance. It's a growing field.
You like the guy.
And I like the guy.
Yeah.
I'm writing down my page. I'm writing down fist bump, smiley face, and applause emojis. Woofy for me, for sure. It's the full package of compelling story, clear articulation of the vision, neat technology, good design. I don't know if it's going to be giant or not. The future will tell, but it feels like he's going to make some progress.
I'm going to vote for what's it called?
Wire.
Just because that's the one I would most like to see. I don't care about emojis, and I hate all the advertising that comes in my iPhone, but I love looking at new designers. So
Turns out that's advertising too.
Yeah, right. Good point. Well, it's advertising, kind of advertising.
That's the one I like.
Fun advertising.
That's the one I like.
So it's where my love is.
Okay, well, so we're going to have to bring them in, and I'll channel the crystal ball, and we'll come up with a winner. Bring them on. The time has come. We have three really, really top entrepreneurs that have come to us and given us these amazing presentations, and we've got to decide which one moves to the semifinals. It's a tough one. In fact, all three of you were completely in the running. This was a really, really tough decision. And the judges gave me all sorts of good vibe, but I don't know which way to go. So I'm going to have to consult the crystal ball. But before I do, I'd like to tell you what the judges have come up with here. Woofy. By the way, I love the t-shirt. It's good to promote what you got. We thought it had incredible uniqueness. I don't know anybody else is doing AI for emojis. It's got its own thing. Might be a nice wedge into a marketplace. Might be trivial, not sure. Your premise is that the emojis outperform no emojis. And as long as that's true, I think you're onto something really big. So with that, we've filled the crystal ball with all the information we possibly could. And we're going to, okay, Woofy, Fashwire, One World, Woofy, Fashwire, One World, Woofy. Whoa! It's Woofy. Congratulations. You're the big winner. So Woofy, you will go on to the semifinals. You have the option to take an investment, $10,000, and a $20,000 investment from the brand group. You will move forward to the semifinals where you will compete with all the other winners and maybe get into the finals where the stakes get much, much higher. We gather together. And for all the rest of you, all you viewers, we'll see you next week on Meet the Drapers!
When Satoshi Nakamoto made a token book.
Nick, I want to welcome you to the family. We adopt all of our guest judges as future Drapers, And so Nick is now Nick MEHTA, used to be Nick MEHTA, now it's Nick Draper. Or maybe MEHTA Draper, or we'll do a dash or something. But anyway, you are an honorary Draper. We are thrilled to have you in the family. Welcome to the family.
Do I get the eyebrow power now?
Actually, all you need to do is just exercise the eyebrows and you'll be good. Origin block is lost or unclaimed. World is right, bankers shock bureaucrats too.